Hello, hello, chat. How are we all doing today? Happy Fridays. Happy Fridays. I hope you're all doing well and having a lovely day. Weekend is right round the corner. Let's see. Who have we got here? Let's get our greetings going. Graham, congrats on getting first. Cass, lovely to see you too. Forward, lovely to see you. Seek as well. Hope you have an amazing day, all of you. It is today we're doing something a bit more chill. We're not playing any games. We're gonna be doing some battle map making, which is something I love doing for streams. I think there's such a good like little break from the usual gaming stuff. Plus it's a good vibes. There we go. Ah, my guy, Graham, my guy. Oh, so I saw that ping notification, Cass. Thank you so much. You're too sweet. But yeah, I have an idea for what we're going to be doing today. Uh, so I've been watching this actual play series on YouTube, which if you aren't already, by the way, please go check out. It's called Students of Elibis. It's absolute peak. It's Dungeon Dragons 3.5 edition. It's absolute peak cinema. I've been hooked on it. I need episode 3 like yesterday. uh, but uh, at the end of uh the most recent episode, there's a little glimpse of what the parties get into, and I think it's like this big dungeon, and that's got me really wanting to make another dungeon map. So I feel very inspired, and I want to make one. But yeah, because I love running dungeons. I love making them. I love designing them. I love just sort of putting my players through them because I feel like there's a lot of stuff you can do with dungeons to just make them so much fun to do. Uh, I think my favorite dungeon I've ever ran is pro is was the city of Area Helum, which was this massive ruined city which I'd basically just turn into a dungeon crawl. So the players were going through these war torn ruined streets, encountering like remnants of the sort of military forces here, and sort of uncovering the mystery of what really happened here. All the while they were hunting these hags. It was. I feel like that was my very best, some of my best work as a DM, and I had a lot of fun with it. Plus, I had my absolute favorite NPC ever, the ever humble merchant Rakakaka. The Rakakaka was just like a tiny little cat guy who liked to scavenge stuff and would sell stuff to the players. So it was absolute peak. I loved it, and I'm pretty sure my players liked it too. Fun place that. I see. One of my players agrees. Oliver agrees. Fun place. Awesome. I love dungeons with some real story behind them, where there's a two more ruins or whatever. Exactly. Yeah. If like you have like an actual sort of story or uh background for like this location, it makes it immediately much more interesting and engaging to go through. And it's something I very much always try to do. 'Cause I feel like if you just throw some ruins and don't really give much for them, I don't know. I feel like the players might not really feel too sort of inclined to really check it out, and that could lead to them missing out on either important story stuff or items. So I feel like if you try and give the location as much life as possible, it will definitely give the players much more incentive to want to explore it. Because I think the absolute worst thing you could do with one of these locations is just go like the Skyrim route, where you just have a cave, throw some bandits in there, or like a bear or something, you know? Not all. That's not to say like not all Skyrim dungeons were like that, but there was a good many of the caves and stuff in Skyrim that were just sort of, yep, bandits, troll, something else, probably like a fetch quest item. Love all the details. Honestly, makes it so much better for immersion. Exactly, immersion is absolutely one of the most important things for me as a DM. I feel like if I need to, I always like want to try and get my players immersed as possible. I love getting my players immersed because they always will go the extra mile when it comes to the exploration side of things. You see a bear? No, wait, a spider. Oh, and a terrible match-free puzzle. Listen though, we won't slander Skyrim too much. Bleak Falls Barrow is peak Falls Barrow. All right, it's so that's a great dungeon. I just wish they were all like that, and all the ones that are like it were a bit different. Yeah. Which one was my battle map screen? Oh no, I'm scared. Which one was it? Okay, it was this one. Sick. So we are using Inkarnate has a something very cool. It has an actual desktop app now. Uh, which is so fucking like, oh my god, I'm so happy. Cause after like years of using the browser, it was so laggy, it was so slow, it would just like sometimes not even work. And after 2.0, it got even worse. So now we have the actual desktop app. I feel like I can actually do things now, especially on stream. I think we're gonna go with a watercolor battle map. So I actually haven't done many of these. Uh, dungeon stream dungeon. There we go. 4K because we can. And I think we'll make it a simple sort of 50 by 50. I want us to be a big meaty dungeon that you can probably spend a session or two getting lost in. Yeah, dimensions up there. Right. So this is our canvas. I don't think there's that many different features from normal. It's just a lot more stuff, and I think things are a bit more optimized. Uh, Already, I'm quite liking what we see. I think I might actually have to make stuff with watercolor biomap terrain a bit more in the future. Cool. Let's see. Right. So I have an idea for what we're gonna do. I wanted to start off as like maybe a underground crypt. So sort of like this uh forgotten little burial ground that then sort of leads to these winding cave systems. And then eventually like maybe a big boss room. Uh Add a few rooms for like puzzles and stuff I think would be cool. Add some traps. We got some of these here. I'm kinda liking that. And that'll be a cool idea. So let's get the grid up. The grid is our best friend, is the salvation of keeping things organized. Let's see. Dungeon 4, this is perfect actually. Texture scale, I think we'll bring it down to about 70. 50. 50 I think is going to be good. Uh, we'll start down here. Usually I like to pick like one of the four corners of the map to start, and then have it end at like probably an opposite one. That way it gives you like sort of a clear view of like, oh yeah, go here, cross, and then maybe here you can down, and then across here you could go that way or go that way, or then just go back that way. I think we're going to start from this corner though. So we'll have some stairs that lead out from outside. Am I on the right one? Oh, I am. I really like that floor. That's sick. Can we change up the colors a little though? Get a bit darker. I think that will do fine. Another reason why I like having the grid up is because I usually play on Roll20. So when I design my maps for my games, uh, I have the exact same sort of grid style on there. So I can easily visualize like the sort of scale. So like each square is going to be a 5 foot thing where my players' tokens will be. So that way I know not to make either like a table too big or a chair too small if it all fits in the scale of like that one square. That might just be a me thing, but I do really appreciate doing that. And I think we might just have this entire sort of bottom corridor for the crypt. Nice, 6. I think we'll go up to 9. I think 9 squares will be. What do we want to do for walls? Uh, crypt walls. Oh, fucking perfect. Yeah, we can get like the sort of underground location in France, the big winding tombs with like the million skeletons. That's a vibe. So throw that there just so we can have it on our recents. I'd like to get an stairs. Catacombs, there you go, thank you. Necropolis. Necropolis is similar but kind of different. Necropolis is the kind of place that we went to, Ollie, when you were up here in Glasgow. I want to go back to the to Glasgow Necropolis and the Glasgow Cathedral actually. Those places were so fucking pretty. Stairs. Ooh, fancy. 1, 2, 3. Huh? Arch. Can we maybe that? No, I think we like this. They're actually an old mine that they dumped skeletons into when they ran out of space for graves at one time. Ah, good to know. I will say, definitely as a DM, Incarnate was one of my probably my best like purchases. It is a subscription based thing, but it's like £25 for an entire year, which is like genuinely such a bargain for the amount of value that I personally got out of it. I think they've increased the prices now though, so I don't know if it's that good a value. Uh, Anymore, but uh, I know at least my the price that they still charge me for is still the same. Uh, no, that doesn't work quite as well as I'd hoped. I think what we'll do actually, real quick, is we'll change out these for some regular looking walls. Voila. Uh, Gothic walls. No, those look more castle-y. We can do this though. Take these, turn the saturation down and down a bit. Also, uh, I believe. What's the place that they just dump bones in them, but in some areas, some people arrange them all pretty as a way to be respectful with all the bones mixed. Yeah, I imagine so. I don't think everyone would be on board with, throwing all their loved ones into just a random hole in the ground and just being okay with that. Maybe make this. Uh, Numerous and still largely unmapped. There are a lot of random ways to enter throughout Paris. Yeah, so I've heard and seen actually. I remember seeing a video a few years ago of some guys who were like parkour uh YouTubers who would usually do stuff like climb buildings and that. But they were in Paris because I believe at the time it was the yellow vest protest. If you remember those from like years back, they were there for those. And they actually went exploring in the catacombs because one of the people they met at those riots actually knew a way in. So they done that for a video. From what I remember, the channel got like completely wiped though.
Code
Cass!
Ekasapia gifted 5 subscriptions to the community.
Oh my god, thank you so much! Holy shit, thank you so much for the gift subs. Uh, those are to Seek, Acid, Eotidus, and Fourier and the Arcadian. Thank you so much. You're actually too sweet, thank you. Sure, we can do that. The art styles kind of clash though. Not really what I'm for. Uh, I guess what we can do. It's a miracle I got any maps made when I'm this like fucking. uh, oop, no problem. You're actually like too sweet. I don't actually hate that actually. I think if we do this, that's actually better. I dig it. We just gotta get rid of these. I think what we'll also do is just turn down the saturation a little bit darker. Yeah. Cheeky. That doesn't line up, and that's gonna upset me so. Oh, I hate that. Oh, is there a way I can fix that? Oh, okay, there is. Holy shit! I think that's the best I'm gonna get. That works. That's fine. That doesn't make me upset. Oh, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna pretend I'm okay with that. I'm gonna pretend that's doesn't upset me. I'm gonna pop these here. Feel like that's probably the right thing to do. Then I can still see it. No, you can't. It's okay. It's okay. Just shh. It doesn't. It does. It's not real. It's not real. So I have an idea here, and we're gonna have three sort of corridors here. And what I would like to do is have sort of the middle one, sort of give the DM the option to try and trap some of them up. So depending on which ones the players go through, they might get attacked, they might have a trap, or they might just have nothing. And I think that could be very funny. We can make good use of some of these parts, I think. Oh, absolutely, making good use of that. Oh, what's that? You want to go this way? Well, you gotta squeeze through. As your favorite player, can I have the VIP map that tells me the safe routes? Uh, who said you were my favorite? But no, you will not. You will not be getting any map that tells you of any safe ways. I mean, I am. I'm the bestest, most consistent, and don't miss sessions. Yeah, but you are a little bit of a shit. Oh, Spike Trap. That's just my love language. And my love language is, throwing you onto traps. Just a nice spike trap. You don't need the bottom of your feet anymore. You never did. Uh, I would like in the small little room for there to be something of interest. I think a coffin could be cool. It's too small for a coffin. A statue would be good, actually. Wonder what the story behind this place is? That's a good question. What would the story for this place be? I could see there being a lot of different things. Possibly some town's mass burial area, or possibly some places buried like under site, like Paris's catacombs. Perhaps it's like a tomb for a army of some sorts, or a necromancer's lair that's quite literally like uh well at its master's beck and call, because it's all undead. So the necromancer could call like soldiers out from the walls itself, could even attack you throughout the dungeon. That would be pretty sick. Plus, one thing that makes dungeons really great is tight, cramped corridors. Get that party squished up together, bundled up nice and good for when you want to drop a fireball right on top of them. Great. Ives, welcome in. Lovely to see you. Thanks for collecting your daily prayer. Uh, Could have started as a catacombs and then a necromancer squad are setting up his base. That's a good idea. That's very solid. I played that one before. I can assure you, things coming out of the walls. Maybe walls would shank me isn't. To be fair, I've had things come out the wall and stab you, and I had a good time with it. Honestly, just stabbing you in general is good fun, but you know, I digress. That's a joke. That's a joke. I promise. I treat my mod very well. He gets at least 2 pennies for his work. Ooh, now this could be interesting. A nice, some strange occult altar down here. Could be possibly could possibly be maybe a shrine to some gods, maybe a way to like commune or to talk to the dead. Could even be a puzzle for players to try and pass through. You never know. You can even get some cryptic doors. How nice. Mm-hmm. Is it though? Because you know the moment I stub my toe, I'll RP my endless suffering the whole session. Yeah, and that's funny. Mhm, mhm. Uh, this go there. No, we're gonna go. We're gonna try and decorate this room up a little bit more, or this entrance area a bit more. I think probably my absolute staple for anyone like anyone who's seen the battle maps that I've made for my current homebrew setting, which I've been posting on like my D&D account. Uh, I like candles. Candles just are aesthetically very cool for maps, and I really enjoy placing them around the place. I do have a bunch of the maps that I made for my own home game up on my Ko-fi. They're completely free. They're just a bunch of bundles uh, of maps that I made like ages ago, and I figured I might as well like put them out there for people to also use if they want to. Running, running, oh, running. I love Deuce Pegahorn. That's that the song that's playing right now is "Running" by Deuce Pegahorn. Fucking absolute banger. Genuinely such a great artist, and I'm so upset I missed his concert here. 'Cause he was doing a concert here in Glasgow, and I couldn't go to it. I was so upset. Nice to have a way to light up the place. Yeah, it's the really ankle snapper. Fuck you. Your birth year starts with a 19. I do not want to hear you talking any shit. I'll snap your ankles. I'll gnash at them. I'll turn your tendons into chicken tenders. Ooh, these are fancy. Perhaps we can get some urns or something. Throw down some urns here, maybe get like a little carpet. So it's like sort of somewhat well taken care of. We change the color a little bit. Up that saturation. Yeah. We need to change the layer in just a little. Oh, we can get a nice little bear rug too. Ooh. Uh, what's the rest of the crypt stuff? It was here, right? Yeah. This corner, we're gonna have a little broken statue. It will have deep and serious lore implications, so pay very much in mind to it. Right, let's actually just quickly do a thing. because I'm gonna regret not doing this. I'm gonna put those at 8. These will be 9. This will be that way. That's fine. Also, put all stamps from the set. Put these. Thumbs up. That just saves us finicking around with much. I would just like flat on. Saturation a little bit as darker. Ooh, altars. Absolutely. Let's get some of these sort of stationed around here. And what we can do is have like a little low hanging mist. One of the biggest sort of I guess inspirations for a lot of my for when I'm designing a lot of dungeons is the Chalice dungeons from Bloodborne. Uh those were sort of like my sort of the sort of like general idea of what I would think when I think of like a dungeon crawl. Like this underground crypt of different uh like tunnels and rooms with enemies and the occasional puzzle. They fit the very sort of typical idea I had of a dungeon. I'll go to the whole library of stamps. It'll take like a minute to load. A little bit darker. Bonk bonk. I'm gonna throw a bunch of these around, and I think we'll maybe put like a couple sort of things to note in here, like maybe a trap, maybe some little decoration bits, and that'll be this tunnel done. gravestone. Put a couple of these in here actually. Handful of these here. I could imagine maybe someone, uh, like as someone walks through here, some arms begin to raise out from the ground around these tombstones, as maybe some zombies or uh ghouls or something just to crawl out. Oh, whoops! Get to jump, the nerd. Ooh, I have an idea. Throw a little torch down. One of these as well. Sort of like some belongings of people who may have came through here. Oh, I like these. These are cool. Absolutely, we're gonna do this. Secret little move called copy and paste. Most times like this, I'm gonna rain down the saturation and the brightness to just make it sort of fit a bit more into the ground. I think to do that properly, we might need to change up the floor itself. Uh, Possibly we just go with this. Nah, I'm not the biggest fan of that. That I think probably works a bit better. Oh, my eyes. Flashbang. Turn on the opacity, and what we're going to do is we're going to try and blend it a little bit in this. And go much better. I like that. Luna, hiya, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. The door. I was tempted to put another door here, but I think I'll be taking the piss. Let's rotate this 45 degrees. Yeah, I don't know why I just like that. No, no, we're not listening to that one. To be better, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, hun. I hope your day improves. Let's. I don't know if it's just been me, but like, I don't know if any other like streamers in the chat might have noticed, but like, there's been a lot more of those like buy viewers bots showing up. Thankfully, like Siri bot's been a godsend in taking care of them, but like it's been insane. Like I've streamed like 3 times and I've seen like bare like easily over 10. And that's like not even in just my own chat, but like in other people's as well. I've seen a lot more of them. So I don't know if they're like much more aggressive or if like Twitch isn't like catching them. No fucking clue. Stuck on the train for 2 hours. Damn. Ah, that sucks. Fucking, I hate getting stuck on the train. I sympathize with you. Hmm. Hmm. A little thing like that, yeah. Uh, we'll double up on the spiky traps like that. Yes, man. Any cunt who comes storming through here, man, not gonna get their shoes fucking spiked. I like a lot of stamps here. These are so cool. Table. The wrong one. I'm clicking the wrong buttons. Can you tell I've not had enough sleep? For 18 hours now. Oof. Man, that's rough. Wizard shit. Honestly, the candle should probably be more in this size, to be really honest with you. Roll them down to 30. Maybe 50 actually. 50. I think 50 is probably the safe number. There's something very cool we can try and do with the with some lighting. It's something I've only done with I think one map and a few scenes that I've put together. So let's give that a try. So we go to filters. Uh, do we have any? We do. We have a night filter. Awesome. See, it's made all dark. It's all gloom and night and scary. Do this. Do that. The lights layer. Throw that on top. Now this. Oh, it doesn't look too good on this on parchment. That's interesting. Okay. Possibly what we can make. It's a real shame because this is usually what I would try and do to make it more. I guess this kind of works. How do you feel about that? And if we instead go with here, try on this, doesn't really pop because of the filter. But we turn the filter off. Uh, dim the light down, split bright for a candle. Try. Sure. Uh, up the saturation, darker. Throw night filter on. If we go to here, throw that on. Eh, I I don't hate it. I think it works perfectly fine. It's not that bright, and I think that's probably going to help with the sort of setting the mood and the vibe of the whole crypt itself. We can keep with that. Mm, 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 mm. Welcome back from ads, everybody. Get like another statue, maybe. I'd like something that's maybe a little bit small, like in. Like my gargoyles. Like gargoyles. I think gargoyles are so fucking cool. There's a church here in Scotland called the Paisley Abbey. Uh, I've been there a few times, and there's one specific gargoyle there that isn't like any other gargoyles because it's a fucking xenomorph from the Aliens movies. Someone carved a fucking xenomorph on the side of a church, and it's still there, and it's really cool. Gee, really? Yeah, yeah. Paisley Abbey. Uh, Xenomorph. It looks absolutely sick. I've seen it in person. It's cool. And a couple of skulls here and there wouldn't hurt, right? Maybe throw some like stuff down there that may have been like offerings, like gold and like trinkets and like family jewelry, or like as people have coming down here, they've been like giving offerings to the dead. And if the DM ever so chooses, they can have it be that if any players take from it, well, then they get a swift bit of karma. Chat, if you were to come down here and see a big glistening trough of gold that was clearly here and reverence, but there's so many shiny jewels and coins and potentially magical items inside. Would you take it? It's a simple question, chat. And this is offering, I would keep my my fingers off it. Don't want any divine retribution. Good answer. Why is that even a question? It's my gold. I found it. There you go. That's why Oliver gets exploded. We can put a cat down here. We can lock Oliver away in the tomb. Now that would be pretty fucking radical. Cat, and before that's the Necromancer of the tomb. Ah yes, the Necromancer. The most terrifying and there's sorcerer of these lands. I do have a question though for the D&D players around here. If you're getting into like a session, right? Do you do like anything to like sort of get in character? Like do you have anything the any like sort of I guess pre-game rituals you do? Do you like read notes? Do you like uh give yourself like a little role play prompt to like get yourself into character or anything like that? I always see like a bunch of different answers to it. I eat glue. This is why the TTS cat isn't back. It's got glue all over its mouth. It's like its mouth's just glued shut. Nothing we can do. I take a shot before session. Valid. Sometimes I feel like I need many shots before a session. Whether those are shots of alcohol or from a Glock, I'm not too sure. It entirely depends on how the session goes. This a rug. It is. I'm gonna throw that back there and then we're gonna both when playing Eris. Honestly, I've got a valid question. Has Eris gotten his shots yet for rabies? You gotta get he's gotta get those shots, Cass. What if he gets rabies? I haven't played enough, so I don't have any system yet. I just wing it. That's honestly fair. I know for when I like started playing like D&D as a player, I didn't really have like any sort of like method to it. I just sort of hopped in the session, made sure like all my character sheet stuff was good, and then I just went into it. May force him, Jolly may force him to kill. He's already rabid and half feral. Yes, he absolutely is. Although I don't know if I don't know if I would risk bringing him back to the apothecary. Ooh, now are cool. I like a little knife. What's that? Drugs, hot elf ladies, and theft. Yeah, sounds about right. That's about as peak as D&D can usually get. Fuck Dungeons and Dragons, yo. Where the hot elf milfs at, bro? There's mushrooms. Don't think I'm gonna need any mushrooms at the moment. Cobwebs though. Can't have a spooky catacombs without any cobwebs. Oh, absolutely. I know exactly what we're doing with this little corner. You want to get through here, you have to cross through just endless spiderwebs. That's probably the most evil thing I think I've ever done. Send in the Alice. Send in the Alice. So far, quite liking how this is low areas turned out. I especially like this area up here. This place just looks really like, I don't know, cool. There just simply isn't enough. There simply isn't enough hot elf milfs in this area. That needs to change. And if you vote me, Sin, for uh, Mayor of Faerun, I will change that. Sin for Mayor, hot elf milfs for everyone. Immediate, immediately the best way to get everyone's vote. Because I mean, who doesn't love milfs? Hopefully, a necromancer is scoring here. Otherwise, I'd feel like a grave robber. I mean, you never know. These could be grave robbed goods. These could be things stolen from other graves. You might be counter grave robbing. Which at that point, it's just not. It's legal. Trust me, I know the law. All like 2 pages of it. It's great. This is why you'd want me as your lawyer. I'd be the best one there is, and I would give you like so much great legal advice. Son is lawyer and mayor sold exactly. I'm the correct choice. What are we gonna? I feel like I have a low idea for what we can do. You're just gonna have to bear with me. It's gonna be braining time. Uh, if I can even fucking remember where it was, I'm looking for it. It's this. And then that saturation, because don't like things being saturated here. I hate saturation. I hate saturation. I hate saturation. Ah! Uh, oop. Oh no. Uh, Vuteros. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make this look like a little sort of religious room. We're gonna toss that there. I think having maybe some like uh something along the sort of carpet here to give the idea of like, oh, this is where people would maybe line up for maybe communion or for prayers or for blessings. That there. This would be something. Oh, arrows. I think a chest. We'll throw that like in the corner somewhere. Throw a chest out here. I feel like the moment players sort of get a glimpse into this room, they're gonna look around, they're gonna see a chest in the corner, and they're gonna immediately fucking beam for it. And at that point, that's sort of the DM's discretion where they're like, "Oh, yeah, actually, there's a bomb inside." Mimic, something like that. We'll throw that there. I think that paints a pretty deep. I would like some more of these sort of braziers though. Yeah. Okay. Good to know. There isn't any actual footprints in this one. There is in the traditional battle maps, but not in the watercolor ones. However, this is just as good. And I think possible idea for what we're gonna do on this side here is we're gonna have a uh sort of general like tomb. So we'll have a few different coffins and like I can't remember the names of them. Sarcophagus is the thing that comes close to me, but that's not what I mean. Like the actual like stone tombs. I believe they're just. I believe that's just what they're called. Uh, sort of have those lined about there. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Nah, I was right. Awesome. Ooh. Okay, that's big. I want this to be kind of a big room, so maybe like a place for like a mini boss. And we'll have like these sort of there. I forgot to change back the opacity. Excuse me. Right, so this is 9 squares. That's actually kind of cool. That means we can do something with the door here. Big old grand thing. Yeah, that works. Put that around like that. Then we have this big, like the big skeleton door. That would lead into the crypt. Actually, first before we do that, we'll just draw it down there so it's on our pillars. I would like some pillars, please. Need a skeleton key to open it? I would imagine so. I would hope so. 75 would be. I'm gonna have it be like that. When I design sort of like areas like this that I know would probably be used for combat, I want to try and like introduce elements that can be used as ways to sort of spice it up. Uh, pillars provide cover and can provide areas for things to climb onto. Uh, I think probably some of the tombs here could be used as well for like climbing over or to like block incoming attacks, and can also just provide the general high ground. And I think that's probably like my biggest like recommendation for GMs is when it comes to like combats, don't just have it be like a static sort of, oh, you guys are all meeting together and just swinging attacks at each other, maybe a spell or a range attack. Introduce like some different foliage, or maybe it's raining, so you have to like sort of factor that in for like anyone who casts fire spells or have like torches or fire weapons. Uh, and of course stuff like having enemies perched up high results in the party needing to like sort of fight their way uphill or making use of their ranged abilities while trying to avoid the sort of onslaught coming from above. Let's else can we? I know exactly what we're gonna add in here. We're gonna add chandeliers. We're gonna add a bunch of chandeliers. So I ran a specific boss fight for my players a good while ago now. They were fighting this giant undead corrupted snake, uh, and it had a pretty big weakness to fire, but none of my players had any sort of specific fire damage. So when I was designing this boss arena, I had a bunch of lanterns hanging from the sort of roof of the cave that players could target and shoot, and if it landed on the snake, it would do a big amount of damage. So I gave this thing like a massive pool of health, and just told them like after the first one hit that yeah, this thing was not reacting good to the fire. So then the fight became them sort of trying to lure the snake over to under these lanterns. While I think it was the warlock or the bard who was shooting them down. That was probably one of my favorite boss fights to run. It felt really cool because the snake also had the ability to create like these giant tombstones, because it was like this big uh rotting snake that had a bunch of tombstones sort of grafted to it. I was showing them Hero's position in Heroes. Ah, yeah, of course. Uh, some notes. We'll actually leave maybe one of these like here. A big room to decorate. Uh, Also, I'm not too sure what exactly they are. They're statues, I know that much, but I can't quite make out what they are. But I mean, they look cool. What we will do though is we'll actually adjust some of these a bit more darker. I think we would actually like swap a big altar, put a hole in the wall. Have not those. Build this a little bit here. Like, yeah. I think one of my favorite things to do with like making combats is introducing different sort of win conditions for them. So like making the fight not just like, oh, you have to kill this person and win. Sometimes a fight will have a different objective, like uh you have to just sort of buy time for everyone around you to escape. So like say there's like some big monster in the middle of town starting to destroy stuff. Your job is not to try and kill it because obviously this thing is fucking huge and it's powerful. You're not going to be able to kill it, but you will be able to distract it and maybe buy everyone around you plenty of time. And once everyone's out in the clear, that's your fucking cue to get get the hell out. uh, Perhaps even other ones are just sort of to like, uh, uh, there was one where it was like sort of to destroy like specific objects. So maybe the monster there that is, attacking you, that's just a distraction to try and stop you from breaking either maybe this artifact or this uh ritual thing that's being cast. Maybe you're on a time limit, so you have to like stop something from happening before this timer goes off. I think a lot of things like that can just really elevate combats and make them both much more stressful, but also uh, more engaging and definitely a bit more sort of different. Do Okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna have a little natural bridge. I really want to use it. We'll have like a little river cutting through here. Mm. Our first sort of cave room. Probably. A little out the floor for this place. Probably the best one if actually. We'll adjust the colors. Turn down that saturation brightness. One of the things as well I love about dungeons is that they're the perfect opportunity to introduce the little creature that the party will eventually end up adopting. Uh, you just throw like a little goblin or some other small little critter here that will act the fool, and then you could just sort of, and then the party will just adopt it. That's like another reason as to why you should always have a dungeon. Just yeah, your players will want a buddy. The creature. Give them their le creature, and they'll be happy. And it gives you a way to just torture them because you can kidnap that creature as many times as you want. Hell, take it a step further. Take it a step further and just kidnap their character's pets. Their character got a pet, just fucking steal it. It's yours now. The tool for babysitting the players and torturing them. Exactly. Exactly. Let's make it a bit narrow. It's also really good for if you have a party that doesn't really listen to the DM, because the DM says, "Yeah, your character you might not want to do that. That's clearly a fucking cave with a hydra and a dragon and like a billion shades, player will just go, nah, we'll go in. But if little Glip Glop the Goblin says, oh, I don't want to go in there, then the fucking party will listen, because it's Glip Glop the Goblin. And who the fuck wouldn't want to listen to Glip Glop? Glip Glop the Goblin is the new DM? Yes. It's funny you mention that, because Glip Glop the Goblin is actually my going to be my vice president, my VP. I've been catified. Meow. Meow. Yes. Meow. Nya even. Meow. Yes, cat noises. A distinguished kitty. Yes, very distinguished. Very proper, yes. Uh, that does remind me. I the Death by Chocolate one shot that was that I was part of for the Scarlet Magus and Ghoulies Donathon. That was so much fun. Both of them, genuinely, that was one of my most favorite sessions I've ever been a part of. It was so funny. It had everything. It had me being a little shit. It had one of our players somehow being able to do a D20 of damage on a kick, and also punting Charlie's head clean off. Charlie will not be getting any chocolate factory. Charlie will be getting emergency brain surgery. Not to mention poor Dice drawing two cards from the deck of many things. Both of them immediately killing them. That poor goober. I was howling. Bartholomew was the best. Bartholomew was the best. Never draw from. Well, that's the thing. It wasn't their choice. Dice didn't have a choice because it was a thing that the chat could donate to make us draw from the deck of many things. It's like how Bartholomew kept exploding into wild magic, and yet somehow was none of it was negative for him because Bartholomew is just fucking invincible. I put way too much effort into Bartholomew's many different names. Yeah, Dicey drew another bad card. That's why when I started watching episode 2 of Students of Elibus, I was immediately fucking like floored because that was only like a few days after the one shot. Just poor Dice getting like just absolutely shafted by everything.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Evrinian. How are you? Fine, thank you. Oh, 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 oh. Loud in here. Back, I feel good. I would try to. So what we're doing here is we're having like a little sort of bit here that people can go across, and have like maybe like a little campsite or something, or just maybe some enemies on either side with like a big river below. Banger music, by the way. Thank you. I love my playlists. I I'm I I've this is like the only playlist I have two playlists and I only listen to them. I'm just that happy with my music choices. I do have the links to my playlist I use on stream in my Discord server. Uh, Another version of me. I was in it. Wave goodbye to. and I want to have like a sort of split here. So the players will probably come through here. They'll fight whatever big bad's going to be stuck in here. Then they'll go across this little tunnel, cross the river, find this area here, and see two tunnels splitting off. One I think will probably lead to some cramped tunnels, and I'll probably try and make it a bit more maze-like. Well, this one will probably just be more sort of combat oriented or focused. Get another thing. Color all the way down. All out. Just to sort of amplify the fact that these are just dead space. So for as bad as the deck can be, it's never going to beat the trauma of getting stranded in the Outlands due to anti-magic properties of the plane. True. I think what's probably worse than not as worse as the deck of many things, but I think what can be just as chaotic is the beans. The beans that can just summon a pyramid and a mummy lord, which we had to go fight, which just absolutely sucked. Resolve the bean quest is not your fault. It was your fault. You're the one who summoned it. You're the one who thought, yeah, I'm gonna use these. This is gonna be a good idea. Everyone's gonna love me for doing this. Right. I'm going to put this on a quick little BRB screen. I'm going to go fetch myself a refill of my drink and stretch my legs a little bit. You guys all be sure to do the same, and we'll add to play. We'll be back soon. Right. Howdy folks, I am back. Hello, hello. Sorry for taking a little bit long. Oh. Where's the scene? This one. Yeah. Right. Back to it. Back to it. Back on the grindstone. Right. Let's try and finish decorating up here. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, thank you. Lux! Hiya! Hiya, Lux. How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Work a bit later than I thought. Hope work was good. How you been? I'm doing good. We're currently working on some on a big old dungeon map. So like starts off with like this spooky, scary crypt, and then transitions to these like natural caves. And I realize I need to save because we're at like ooh, big changes. Map making is going very good. I'm glad to hear our work was great. Wanna try and make sailors with passion. I expect nothing less from the best elf merchant. Tell me more. Right. So my idea for like up here, I kind of want to have it be sort of winding tunnels that sort of connect into each other. They'll probably come to like an end for like a one big sort of room on the side here. That may hold either like a important key or maybe another monster of some kind or something like that. Really, it's all just gonna be at the DM's discretion of what actually goes here. Played Slay the Spire 2? No, I haven't. I haven't played either of the Slay the Spire games. I have heard really good things about both of them though. I know Slay the Spire 2 has like co-op in it, which sounds really cool. That's what sounds great. I'm a big fan of the art style for Slay the Spire. I'm just like a massive nerd for those kinds of art styles. Every day I lament the fact that I'm not living in a world that looks like a Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon 2 was on sale. Ooh. I still gotta finish Darkest Dungeon 1. There's been a lot of games that's been on sale, yeah. Uh my wish list has been like constantly pinging me because so many games that I've gone there have been uh lighting up. Like let me have a quick little look at my notifs. Uh Buy Sweet Carol's on sale, which is actually a game that I'm super interested in. It's got such a fucking amazing looking art style. It's meant to emulate like the classic Disney movies. Uh and it looks really cool. Uh I also saw that one a game called Don't Stop Girly Pop's on sale and I'm really tempted to get my hands on it. It's meant to be like a boomer shooter with like the sort of early 2010s sort of uh uh girly aesthetic, and it's just so peak. What was the name again? Don't Stop Girly Pop. It has its own soundtrack, and the soundtrack is like its own like lyric soundtrack, and it's so fucking good. Ooh, come on. Like I've had the main theme for the game, "Don't Stop Girly Pop," just stuck in my head. It's so fucking like addictive, and I really want to give the game a proper try. The title alone sounds fiery. Yeah, hold on, let me throw it on. I concur. An absolute banger. I need this on loop on an iPod this instant. It's like the type of thing you'd hear in like a we had these I don't know if they were like elsewhere, but we had these ads for these specific type of shoes. Uh they would have a theme that sounded like this playing,
Hydrate or
and
dihydrate?
they would have like
Because if
these
dehydration won't kill you, I fucking
they would have
will.
like these little like collectibles that would go with the shoes. They had one for girls and they had one for boys. And I used to see those ads all the time when I was away. Reminds me of the old Bratz games. Yes, absolutely. And Lux fight for the hydrate and posture check. Got it, my gamer. The shrimp posture correction. Exactly. Remember, chat. As we say, if you're shrimping, you ain't pimping, and that's not cool. So fix that fucking posture. It's just how it is. Now count the days when the expression "don't stop girly pop" becomes an actual just casual part of my vocabulary. It's gonna end up happening. It always fucking does. We've already listened to this. I love the song, but it's been we've already had that one. An iconic moment. Right. I think, dare I say, it would be the peak moment of my entire streaming career. In the what, like 3 years I've been doing this. The lore, the lore. Absolute fire sun lore being dropped. Only the finest will be privy to it. Only the knowers will know. Only those who are like really cool and really awesome and like super cool will know. Anyone who's like fucked up and evil and twisted and fucked up and evil and twisted will never know. Just saying, chat. Those who misbehave don't get banned. They get banished to the evil corner of fucked up evilness at TM. And balls of Jack Daniels will get thrown at you. Aye. No, nah, that's just how it is. So people gotta behave. Oliver's been sent there multiple times, and he still hasn't learned his lesson. That's why I have to beat him with a stick. Dice was sent there, yeah. They were never the same. They just never were. It's like looking at a completely different person. And that's not because they swapped out all the different body parts. That's so fucking stupid. Why did that get me? I broke myself with that. Fuck off. Gonna be lucky if I do stuff around the house. No worries, Lux. 5 storm by. Lovely to see you, hun. First person signing up gets a teddy bear. Uh, no, they won't. They'll get an evil teddy bear of evilness, and it'll do like evil things, like jaywalk. Only the fun and cool people. Yeah, only the cool and fun and sexy people get to see Larry.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Master Chief from Wish, welcome in. How you doing? I'm just gonna have it like sort of curl round. But yeah, only like the cool and fun and like absolutely like sexy people and MILFs get to see Larry. You don't have to be a MILF to see Larry, but MILFs automatically do. Are you a MILF sin? No. But wouldn't they'll try. I can't say that with a straight face. Are you a MILF? No, but I am a single dad. I have my chud son and chud daughter over there. My chud son is it's my bearded dragon. His name's Merlin. He's currently shedding. How cute and girly pop of him, exactly. Stress of living here. Shedding isn't isn't caused by stress, Oliver. It causes by them getting bigger. If anything, Merlin causes me stress because I have to live in this room with his fucking heat lamp. I guess by that logic, I'm a DILF. I'm a technical DILF. Right. So we have all this sort of room here to play with to map out. But before we start doing that, I want to kind of come back here and see what we can decorate with. So we kind of have like a general sort of idea for what the caves are going to look like. I would just sort of like to fill 'em up with stuff. And I think what I'd also like to do is make a few variants. So like maybe change up some of the items in here. Like I maybe have either some kind of small fortification type stuff here, maybe like some barricades, or maybe have like a variant of it that's just a campsite. Or maybe have one that just completely doesn't have this. I think that could be cool. And we're just gonna sum of this up. Uh, ooh. I like these. We're gonna make all these go up to 7. That doesn't break anything, right? Yeah, now we're good. Chilling. quite like these. Better with the art style for the background. Oh, idea. We have those ones go up and these ones go down. Oh, big brain. Massive brain. Massive brain. My brain is wrinkled. If you put my brain next to the face of a pensioner, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That's how wrinkly it is. So fucking smart. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna throw that there. I don't think anyone would notice that, right? Nah, we'll just like toss it there. What's the worst that can happen? Then your brain's also atrophied. Your face is atrophied. Atrophy these nuts. Toss down some barrels here. Because, you know, you can never have enough barrels. Ooh. We'll use those later. Spooky scary fountain. What else do I want to have? Are there any more like terrain stuff we can possibly have? I mean, there's boulders. I can come down a little bit. We can turn them into like low stalagmites. Boop, boop. Yeah, I could see that maybe working. I think we just gotta sort of divvy him up a little bit. I'm probably like the most casual Ghost listener ever, by the way. I don't know too much about the band. I have friends who are like super fucking into them, and I've seen maybe like a few of their like live performances on YouTube, and they look cool as fuck. I have no idea about the lore of the band or anything like that. I just like I heard one of their songs and I was like, holy shit! It sounds like the type of music they would play in during Scooby Doo. Fuck yeah, this is sick. I love it. Don't let me talk your ear off about it. It's an 8 to 10 hour sit down session. I've had longer. I've listened to Ollie talk about Magic the Gathering for at least a third of my lifespan at this point. I think 8 to 10 hours is absolutely like doable. $8 to $10, that's rookie numbers. There's this one video on YouTube that I watched. Uh, it is an entire documentation of every Lovecraftian monster ever written. So everything in the Cthulhu mythos, everything like that written. Let me see. I've got it somewhere here. It is an 8 hour and 30 minute video going over the complete bestiary of everything. From the books to the tabletop RPG to I think some games to like just a lot of shit. And if you wanna play a funny little game, take a shot every time the person speaking in the video says the word enigmatic. You'll be dead by the 5 minute mark. It is it's such a good video, but holy shit, I never want to hear the word enigmatic ever again. What makes it even worse is that I use that word a lot as well in my own stuff because I'm writing a gothic horror Lovecraftian homebrew setting, so a lot of that just sort of blends in. Like you have options. It's not just Magic with the autism package. I got you Romance of the Free Kingdom, 40k Magic or JoJo. That's true. You split them all up though, and somehow it always ends up going back to Magic the Gathering. Throw a torch there. Huh. Pretty sure we've already listened to this one. Magic has both Three Kingdoms of 40k. We just need JoJo. Oh, yap about Ghost Sleep Token, Gojo, Ghetto Romance, and Vincent Valentine. I've heard of Sleep Token. I actually haven't listened to any other songs. Like again, I know I have friends who listen to them, but I haven't actually like dived into them at all. Descending or Emergence are good ones. Okay. Are those the name of the songs or like the orders that I should listen to other songs in descending order or ascend? That's a shit joke. It doesn't even make sense. Nah, I'll definitely be sure to give them a watch at some point. They're just on my list of things that I need to do. I need to like look at. I'm going to sleep well tonight. I'm going out for a wander outside to burn some energy. No worries, Ollie. Stay safe and have a good time. Let me know if you find the creature on your adventures. I'm gonna throw up some torches like around the area. That way, if players enter, it's all dark. What we're gonna do? Boom! You can just light up some torches. Granted, it's never an issue because in 5th edition, for some fucking reason, everything has dark vision. Everything has dark vision. It it will never fail to make me very disappointed. Dark vision is a necessity. What's a necessity is to make sure that the DM knows every time you enter someplace dark, I have dark vision. I have dark vision. I have dark vision. It's always a necessity. You have to make sure your DM knows, even if you've already told them. Even if they do know, you can't be sure. You don't know if they might forget that you have dark vision, and if they forget, then that's an injustice. So you have to make sure that they know that. That's why you have to make sure that that dungeon master, that game master, hell, even if you're not playing Dungeons and Dragons, just make sure they know you've got dark vision. I don't give a fuck if you're playing like Call of Cthulhu, Cyberpunk. Fuck it, just say you've got dark vision. What are they gonna do? Tell you no? What? Who do they think they are? The dungeon master? Come on. By law, you must remind the DM at least 15 times per session when in a darkish place. Exactly. Absolutely. I feel like something's missing up there, so I think we might add just a friendly little body. I think a carcass could really help bring life to the room. I think a humble little carcass should make the room feel a bit more lively. That's the atmosphere. That's the atmosphere. Plus, it gives like it acts like as a natural sort of you know, uh, scent. Sure, I think scent works well. It's like a candle. I think maybe some of these. Feng Shui, yeah, exactly. See, Cass, you get it. So I quite like the progress we got made here. There's still like a big chunk of it to go. But I think well, we forgot this place here and over here. Oh no! Right, we will do these. We'll have to tackle these. Let's add some buzz saws. Some nice bloody buzz saws is great. I hate when I go to the catacombs and the buzz saws cut me in half like a Kit Kat. Exactly, like this is an OSHA violation. Honestly, if I say so myself. This is why we gotta get Goblin OSHA in here to inspect the dungeon. Gosha. Speaking of buzzsaws, actually, this is a good segue. So for those who don't know, I have an alternative account on my Blue Sky specifically for Dungeons and Dragons posting and all that stuff, and I occasionally post some battle maps, some scenes, and also some homebrew content up there that I've been working on. I've uploaded a few stat blocks. Uh, and
Hydro
I've
dehydrate.
also
Because if
been
dehydration
posting
won't kill
some
you, I
weapons.
fucking will.
I've been designing and making trick weapons, basically weapons that have a gimmick or can transform into a different thing. I've been working on a few of them, and one of them is quite literally just a giant saw blade that you can use and throw around. It's very fucking cool. You have one too? Yes, I do, Sova. Uh, there's a good few different ones up there, and I really enjoy it. The blue sky is called just Sin DM. There is it's linked in my bio on my normal one. And I also have a link for it in the Discord too. Punish Pumpkin, welcome in. How's it going? What's up? Not much. We're just sitting here yapping, talking about D&D while working on some on a big old dungeon map. I just gushed about my different D&D characters. Honestly, so valid. Everyone's got to gush about their own D&D characters. More people need to talk about their characters. Those are your creations. You should be fucking proud of them. You gotta talk about them. Spread the word. Make that motherfucker a household name. We're gonna throw this here. For an OC lore info dumping, exactly. I love yapping about my D&D characters, and I imagine other people do too. Rest in peace, Monty. I still miss. We still talk about you. Right. Let's go tackle this room. This is gonna be leading into here, so I think some big statues and some pillars might make the place look a bit more sort of welcoming. This website is called Inkarnate, by the way. I've been DMing myself would love a place to make maps. Yeah, this is Inkarnate. I have the paid version. It has been my absolute fucking godsend since I started DMing. I haven't used like a single like pre-made map from anyone else or like anything else. I make all my maps on here for like all my games. I fucking love this website. I it is a subscription service. I paid around £25 for about a year's worth of this, which for the amount of use I get out of it is really good value, I'd say. Now I know the price has increased. I'm not sure what it's increased to, and I understand that maybe people's the value that you might get out of it may vary from person to person. So I would uh, I would say that. Also, use the desktop app if you can. Do not use the browser version. The browser version will actually like steal your soul and make you very upset. The only character I yap about is the one where I ironically didn't enjoy playing him anymore. The issue with playing a neutral evil is that you're basically running the risk of too many neutral goods in your party. That's valid. Absolutely. I totally get that. Hated Fate. He was the party for 10 sessions. Talked with them, and then ended up leaving, becoming a secondary antagonist. It's pretty cool. I can't lie. That's pretty cool. Gonna give it a shot? Heck yeah. Feel free to show us any maps that you actually end up making. Because there's a lot of creativity you could do with this. If I actually quickly save, I can show you guys some of the stuff that I've made. Takes a hot minute. It's because I'm streaming then because it's an online thing. So these are a few that we've made on stream. I'm a big fan of the Mad Scientist Lab. We made this for Halloween, uh, and it was like absolutely Frankenstein's lair type shit. I had a lot of fun with that. My current project though is this. I've been working on these. And these are like some little scene pieces that I've been making, and I've been having a lot of fun with. I've been posting a few of these up on the Blue Sky. It's great fun. I throw in some lore here and stuff. Can you tell I'm autistic? Is it obvious? I'm a big fan of this piece. This one is probably my all-time favorite. This one I also quite dig. Uh, my David said, yeah, it's interesting because the party actually has a history of him. He's not just a random BBG. Yeah, that adds a lot of really fun depth and makes for a very interesting antagonist. I like that a lot. Not sure, a lot of things there to evaluate be the spectrum and stuff. I just think it's normal because I got autism. I still remember I when I actually diagnosed with autism, I got like a letter in the mail and it was like, yeah, we've looked over the stuff and we approve it. You are autistic, and it gave me like an actual specific type of autism. Apparently, I had to go before some sort of like committee to get to get the diagnosis. So in my mind, they've brought like my file to the autism council and be like, is this individual worthy? But yeah, I'm a big fan of making these little scene pieces. They're great fun. And I believe this is the city dungeon map that I was talking about. So if we start from here, the players were going through this massive apocalyptic city. It has been left in ruin and rubble. In the aftermath of war, there were like uh wandering soldiers all over the place. Uh, and they just sort of kept going deeper and deeper into the city. I had a lot of fun designing these. They were great fun.
Code Ekasapia gifted a tier 1 subscription
Gosh,
to
I was
Punisher
meant
Pumpkin.
drink. That's what they should have did. Thank you so much for the gift sub to Punish Pumpkin. You're too kind. Thank you so much. Because I played 10 sessions as a human with no racial powers or bonuses. I was that secret about it. Absolute dedication to the bit. I've basically always known since I got informally diagnosed as a kid, but the doctors had told my mum I never actually did anything, so I got no formal diagnosis. Yeah. No, I was kind of the same as well. For like a lot of my childhood, I think the most I got was like dyslexia. But so my school told my mum that they think I might be dyslexic, and she took it so, like, she got so offended at even the idea of that, that she basically just didn't do anything about it and just chose to ignore it. And then when I got into high school, they were like, your son is, dyslexic and a little bit on the spectrum, right? He needs help, and my mom was like, "Wait, really?" And then I was just sort of how that happened, and then I didn't get diagnosed until like I think till like last year or the year before, which is fucking wild. Asher sounds very right, yeah. I think probably like early last year. Well, see, I've definitely kind of been leaving D&D a bit. It was my introduction to the TTRPG, but I found so many more game systems there focused on something a bit more. Absolutely, that's totally valid. Uh, I think it's always good to try and branch out and discover like new systems and new things. Uh, 'Cause after all, D&D, although it is, it's D&D, it's not everyone's cup of tea, and some people want a specific thing from a game. And one of the things I definitely enjoy about fifth edition specifically is how sort of bare bones it is, and so you can kind of mold it to be whatever you need it to be. But of course, if you want something that's actively that thing, there's probably a system out there for it. Sort of catch all. I can see that. Yeah. The same thing too. Analogy for me, I ended up having a bad reaction after eating some melon because my called my mom up and she was like, "Oh yeah, you're allergic." Just never said anything for my entire childhood. You see, I have no idea if I'm allergic to anything. My siblings are allergic to cats. I have hay fever. I get like hay fever, of course, but like I don't know if I'm allergic to anything specifically. I'm not allergic to cats. I just have I'm scared for the one day I find out what I am allergic to. I'm sure I could probably get it tested, but I feel like it adds a little bit more because if I try something I've never done before, I would just like, oh, it'll be a shock and surprise. It's like gambling, you know? It's like playing gacha but with my life. Allergic to D's nuts. God damn it. I mean, there is only one way to find out if that's true. 5 isn't great catch-all. It's far too slanted towards dungeon crawl, bit too many bit too so many years to flesh out the rest. Yeah, that's fair. Enjoying Lancer and Fallout. I've heard good things about both. Oliver, our mod, uh, has played Fallout a good bit, if I remember right. My mom took it seriously, but like the doctor didn't do anything or tell her anything about to do. So she was just like, okay, don't know what to do with this info, and so nothing happened. Fuck. Sorry to hear that for her. That sucks. I do hate doctors like that. We have like a general practitioner, and they're so fucking useless. They just like hand out a prescription and say that's their job done. Which sometimes that's all they really need to do, but like in others, it's like I kind of need a little bit more. Lancer feels like a 5e multi classes, bro, is actually intended to break the game's balance. The classes mech weapons and systems. Yeah. Uh, bro, middle. I still think like when it comes to like D&D and like breaking it, I think it's absolutely chill. I think like D&D is meant to be sort of like the power fantasy for players. I feel like if obviously it's something that you always got to like talk about with your players at like session 0, like, hey, this is what I'm hoping to get, this is what we're hoping to do. But like it's absolutely, I like having my players be powerful, you know? I like having them be able to do big damage, have cool moments, like sort of, you know, feel like the main characters. That's how I tend to enjoy running my games, giving them moments. And I feel like that's probably like that's a bit important for them. But I totally get that like not everyone feels that way. So that's why that's why I think it's still good to sort of just communicate. Shane Breaker 5 tends to be to boil into a small collection of feats and combos. Yeah, but that's like the boring way to break it. There are like other ways you can do things that just like that seem like fucking insane, but still have great fun. It's the iconic DM trait. Love to see it. Oh, well, thank you. You tell me 2 levels, I can get like 4 feats of stuff. People better my class at the rogue fighter. Breaking 3.5 is more fun. I wouldn't know. But you know who would know? The lovely people who are playing in the Students of Elibus game, which you can go watch on YouTube. There's a D&D 3.5 the actual play, uh, which is really good fun, and you should absolutely watch it. It's got a cat boy twink. Got a cat boy twink. What more could you want? Cowboy twinks, shark buff shark ladies. There's nothing else you could ever want in life. Said Cowboy Twinkle was like, nah, it's fine. He gets a cool scar to impress the ladies with. My very powerful answer is that the game's difficulty system is much more obvious. I think people who have DM'd for like more than 1 hour knows how the CR system is. Yeah. CR is like a rough guideline than actual rules. I think CR is good for organizing creatures and sort of like gauging like whenabouts their sort of power level could be at. But I think it's definitely like up there. It's like not really that useful. I think especially at like later levels, CR just goes out the fucking window. I'll be entirely honest though, I haven't used an official stat block in years. I haven't used a single official D&D stat block in fucking years, bro. Like genuinely. We've already listened to this. 3. Booker! Oh my gosh! Hi, yeah, thank you for collecting your daily prayer. Lovely to see you. Well, fears asleep, so gonna be lurking, but miss you. Missed you too, Puka. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you get some good sleeps. Rest up. If you guys aren't, by the way, please go check out Puka. They are an absolute fucking legend. They recently hit partner. They're a fucking absolute G. We love the Puka in this household. If I don't sleep tonight, I'm soon God. Someone isn't coming close to going down the Inkarnate hard enough, in my opinion. Yeah, true. I think it depends entirely on like what kind of encounter it is. If it's like a random encounter like in the woods where you get ambushed by like some animals or like a bandit or a group of bandits, I feel like at that point it's like if they're going to go down to that, I feel like that's a bit, I don't know, lame. But like if it's a big like climatic fight, like or if it's a boss fight or something that's actually had some build up to it, or if it's like an introduction of a villain and someone goes down, then absolutely. Also, if you have a life to make cleric on your party, I will make sure the enemies beat the fuck out of you. See, this is why I love my players do not like having decent party comps. My last campaign, we had a bard, a warlock, and a rogue, who then multi-classed into warlock rogue. How the fuck am I supposed to balance around that? The bard, mind you, at like level 5 had under 20 hit points. I threw balance out the fucking window. If they died, they died. He needs a decent party when you can just raw dog it. Exactly. Exactly. Let's get another wee like altar, I think. Or is there any? Ooh, a fountain. Yes. Yeah, death to. Oh gosh, yeah. The poor moment of Iris who got completely bodied by a bear. It was both the funniest and most tragic thing I think I've ever saw. When I tell you, I was terrified for that twink. The only person allowed to throw rocks at him is me. Also, I can't wait to use the sniper enemy class in Lancer. Has the ability to deal structure damage. Oh shit. that's that's fucking cool. It's like actual torture. Yeah, that sounds like that's a lot of his D&D stories, or his just tabletop stories in general. A lot of them are just actual torture. Right, chat. I'm gonna show you a little secret, a little thing that you can do. So you see this water here? I don't like the I don't like the fact that it's blue. So we're gonna change that. Let's say we wanted to be maybe a little bit blood. Maybe we want to be like just a little bit edgy, you know? We can draw over it using the path tool, and we can give it the sort of crimson look. And usually you want to do this on something that's a bit of a bigger map, that way the detail of it isn't that like noticeable. But you can do this, and it's very, very effective if done right. Now I kind of fucked up by going a little bit too small with the size, but see, we could just sort of do that, and it just gives the war a bit of a change. Obviously, I actually kind of want to keep the water the same color. So, I'm gonna leave it like that. Where's the filter when you need it? True. I mean, there is technically kinda one. Capable of suffering, our Barb dropped my Trude's living plant was swinging across a pit and got splatted. Oh no! Definitely programmable, probably. It's its own app, so I'm imagining there will be like mods and plugins and stuff that people will be making for this. If it's open source, I'm not sure if it is. I do know that there is an actual store for stuff where you can buy like additional stamp packs and stuff. I got Foundry, but I never waste my time on Roll20. For my purposes, I use Roll20 and it works perfectly fine for me. I don't really feel like I need much more than that. What else can we add in here? I think maybe some like torches or something like that. And after assuming there is blood in the fountain, some player inspects it and discovers that iron pipes are feeding it, have rusted a lot and bled into the water. uh, light. Let's see. I feel like Roll20 just doesn't work well with hex-based game system. Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. It does have like some support for those, if I remember correctly, but it's just not great. He's had some more good into it. I would say one thing I will say about my own time being a player. I've only had I think one character actually end a campaign alive. I've had every character that I've played in, bar from I think one, die. Uh, I've never finished a campaign with an alive character. And I think the only reason why I've gone one that's alive is because the campaign actually like abruptly ended. I have really bad luck when it comes to my characters. uh I had my one of my first characters, uh Monty. He was a Goliath barbarian, absolute himbo. He was a circus strongman. Uh and he had a little bowler hat of holding, which was just a bag of holding, but I made it so that it was a bowler hat. And it was absolute peak. And unfortunately he died by getting torn apart by demon dogs. Oh gosh, yeah, it was like one of the first sessions you joined with that game. uh, then you had uh, there was Anastasia who got just obliterated by a dragon that the DM basically got the stat block for. It was like a really overtuned stat block that the DM thought would be a good idea to run for the campaign. And after throwing us through an entire dungeon, had it be there at the end, and just had it just fucking attack us. And my character got immediately like murdered by the breath attack. Uh, I can't remember her name, but I had the druid who was like this super tall blue lady. Can't remember her name. But she got eaten by werewolves. I had Cash, who was my Aarakocra Rune Knight fighter. He got shot to death by robot dogs with lasers. I should really just stay away from dogs in campaigns. I feel like that's probably the best thing I could do is just stay the fuck away from anything with four legs and fur. Uh, there was Ripley. Ripley was my monk. She was a uh water genasi monk who was a uh who was like an underground like cage fighter. Uh, and I believe she just got like fucking murdered by some blue dragon looking thing. Uh, and then the apocalypse happened. Those two things are somehow correlated. There was Astar. He was my star druid. Uh, he he lasted like an in-game month. He was born from a fallen star that crashed next to the party. Was a month old. Found a weird magic gun. Summoned an Eldritch God, nearly caused a TPK, and then got like kidnapped by said Eldritch God, and is basically dead. Literal month-old creature nearly caused the end of the world. Nearly caused a TPK. And then Oliver tried to fight Odin. Are your characters cursed? Yes. Absolutely. Always. I'm cursed to never have a character have a good ending. That's fine, Ollie. You may be unkillable, but the NPCs you like aren't. So that's all okay. Fiesa was a cleric that I had before I made Iris. She died to a party member going absolutely batshit. I was sad, I cried. I had a character die from another player having getting mind controlled. I had a spirits bard who uh one of our party members who was an assassin rogue got brainwashed while we're having downtime, and basically uh Splinter Celled my character to death. Just came up behind her, snapped her fucking neck, and that was it. It was when we were dealing with the sudden pyramid and mummy lord that one of our players summoned by using the fucking beans. And if you know nothing about D&D, or even if you know something about D&D, then that probably doesn't make any sense, but just don't worry about it. I can't remember her name, it was so long ago, but I distinctly remember it was the party, the rogue of the party, I don't remember who was playing it, basically got brainwashed, and then just without any of us know, because we didn't know he was brainwashed, just came up from behind, held me hostage and told us to leave. No one left, so I just got my neck snapped. So yeah, I'm used to having my characters meet a horrible end. The only character that didn't meet a horrible end in the session was fucking Bartholomew, who survived everything and stole the final kill, which pretty fucking funny. Uh, and then he did end up dying though. He got mugged and stabbed to death in an alleyway during the epilogue. Because I'll be fucked if I let that man survive. Let's see. I'm still invested in Bartholomew books. You are, yeah, you are absolutely, and because you're the only investor now, that means you're the proud owner of all Bartholomew books. I think we actually use this one here because it matches the carpets pretty well. Also, why are these? No, we changed that. These are supposed to be like up high. They have a negative market value now. That doesn't mean you can't try and swindle someone with them. uh, which way are these supposed to be? Oh, there you go. Right, that's how. Devil's an arm was a punchy monk who punched through all obstacles and turned out a door I punched was trapped on the other player I was with went for like 5 characters. Uh that's rough. You see, I've had other people in my parties like make dumb decisions and live. There was one person in my party who was playing a cleric who decided to try and jump a lava lake. Fell in, got his entire fucking leg burned off, and that character is still alive today. If it was me, I wouldn't have survived. I would have been dead. I would have been fucking gone. You know, I would have been fucking absolutely destroyed. I would have been just gonzo. There would have been no chance in hell that I would have survived any of that shit. I don't know if my DMs just had it out for me or if I was just really unlucky. It's probably a mix of the two, to be entirely honest. You got a skill diff that survived all those encounters you didn't. That's because you were half playing against us. Right. Not bad, I'd say. I think we've done pretty well so far. We'll be back for this tomorrow, I think. I want to thank you guys so much for the absolutely amazing time tonight. I had a lot of fun just yapping, chatting, uh, doing some map designs. We're going to be back to doing more of this tomorrow. We're going to finish off this map, hopefully, tomorrow. I'm very much looking forward to that. Thank you all for being here. Cass, thank you so much for all the gift subs. Genuinely, you're far too kind. I appreciate you so much. Let's see. Who's currently live? I want to go raid someone. Ghoulies live. Absolutely. Let's go say hi to Ghoul. Is it a cool map? Not gonna lie. Yeah. It's gonna be even better when it's done. Excellent. So that is the raid star. This is our raid command. Feel free to copy and paste that in the chat if you want. Or if you want to just collect your points quietly and leave too, that's absolutely a-okay. I want to thank you all so much for being here and spending your evening with me. Please do take good care of yourselves, be good people, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Much love, everyone. Mwah.